Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're calling again. Today, I'm going to talk about, since the years are coming up, we're coming to the year, and here's a new year. 5 steps of achieving your authentic year. And what do I mean by your authentic year? I'm going to start my time here. Authentic is what you desire, what you really truly want to have, not based on what you used to have. Or, a lot of times you're afraid of receiving things, afraid of living out that's life, the authentic self, allowing ourselves to be out and about. And that's the thing that I want to talk about a little bit, and I'll give you the 5 texts. But we are operating in this self that's been created between the age 0 to 8. You heard me talk about that. This self that says I'm not good enough, this self that says I'm not smart enough, this self that says I'm just a shy person, I'm just not as outgoing as this person. So we basically are living out a low self-worth and a low level, really, of achievement in our lives based on these patterns, based on these beliefs that we have. And the thing of it all is, what does it create? It creates procrastination. It creates you holding back and being sold out on the excuses that you have regarding not putting yourself out there, not going after that project, maybe not going after that relationship, but you hold back because you're still believing these patterns or these voices or these labels. And you convincing yourself that you're not where you are because of time, because of maybe energy, because I don't have enough money. I just don't have the time. I don't have this. I don't have that. Anything and everything outside of you. But when you're supposed to be reconnecting of what's going on inside of you. So I'm going to give you 5 steps that may help you in moving forwards to that point where you could start exploring outside of you. Like, just kind of go in, take your positive self, your positive, authentic self, and start living out step by step and creating new experiences with who you are, who you truly are. Because the world needs you. The world does need your unique self. It needs someone just like you, not like me, like you. Okay, the 5 steps. Step number 1. This might sound simple, but start with small experience. Steps that create small experience. A lot of times people want to go from 0 to 100. Like, I'm shy, I don't want to get out there, I don't want to put myself out there, and all of a sudden they just want to go for it. Just extreme. You avoid all extreme. You want to just take a steps. If you have a hard time maybe talking in public, or just then maybe talking to a crowd of 5 people, start small and then expand. So that's number 1. Start small experience being you. Okay. Number 2, write down what your fear. 5 major areas that I talk about all the time when fear shows up: your finances, your relationships, your emotions, your spirituality, and then your health. We're afraid that we're not going to have enough, afraid that we're going to run out of money. We're afraid of what's going on with the economy. Write it out. Your fears are taking a lot of real estate in your head. Write them out. Write down of maybe being alone in your relationship, afraid of whatever it is that you're afraid of in that relationship, or even having a relationship. Write it down. Emotionally, write down what you're afraid of, being vulnerable. A lot of things that I'm talking about, being out of yourself, being able to express yourself, have boundaries. Spiritually speaking, I'm afraid of venturing into what my spirit is calling me to do, standing up for what's right, connecting, taking a leap of faith, right? Doing something that's connected to my true authentic self, connected to God, or connected to whatever you want to call it, your higher power, but it's connected to that, and being in source, being connected with, aligned with it, and taking a leap of faith, taking a leap out, and not just waiting for everything to be okay before you take a step. Okay, I gotta have the money right, I gotta have the time right, I have to have everything right before I take a step. That is not faith. That is not stepping out. That is not courage. Okay, courage is being afraid and still taking the action. Or living by faith it's like free falling. And then lastly, what are you afraid of with your health? Are you afraid of gaining too much weight? Are you afraid of not gaining weight? I mean, there's all kinds of fears. Write them down. The second thing you want to do is write down what you want. Write down what you believe. What do you want to achieve with your finances? What do you want to achieve with your health? Do you want to make X amount? And don't be going, I want to make $1 million when you're barely making 6 figures. That doesn't work. Start small again. I want to be married by next year. Come on, start dating. Start going out, start putting yourself out there. You can't just sit on the couch, watch romantic novels or watch movies and not putting yourself out there and thinking you're going to get the person of your dreams. That's not going to happen. Also emotional. You can't expect to have an emotional mature person come to you when you're not emotionally mature, when you're refusing to invest on yourself, invest and dig in to the stuff but yet you want the person to come and fix what's going on in the inside. That ain't going to happen. Okay. And lastly, in your spiritual life, what is it that you want? You want to create, what do you want to create spiritually speaking? What kind of connection with your God that you want to create, or with your higher power? What kind of connection do you want to have? What kind of lifestyle that reflects that connection that you want to have? And lastly, in your health, what kind of weight you want? Be more specific. The more specific you are, the more achievable it becomes. So those are the step number 4. I'm wrapping this up. Take one step towards each of those. Step number 3, write down the belief. Take one step towards it. Just one step towards what you believe, what you want. Just one step. Remember, the first one is start with small experiences, right? But now you got to be specific. Your mindset has to be starting small. But then you take those steps. You can't just think about things. You have to take the steps. Heck, if you have a hard time saving, start with $10. Put things away instead of saying you can't do something. You know what I mean? If it's dating, put yourself out there, connect with people, get a double date with somebody that sets you up, do something small, and that's huge. And the last, that was number 4. Number 5, celebrate small steps. Celebrate small steps as if they were huge, they were big steps. You gotta celebrate. You gotta celebrate each of the steps that you're doing, because if you're not celebrating, you're sending a message to your mind that is not good. What you're sending to your mind is ingratitude for the things that you're doing. Your mind is not gonna be grateful for what you're doing. And when you're not grateful, you kind of neglect and you're not encouraged. You gotta really insert the courage, encourage you. Okay, so those are the 5 steps that I believe. Number 1, start with a small mindset, not a small mindset, but a mindset that creates an experience, a small experience, new experience with your authentic self. So write down your fears, write down your beliefs, the faith that you want, the things you want to accomplish. Take one step towards each of those steps, the faith, right? And then celebrate the small steps like it's a big deal. All right. So one of my clients, and I'll wrap up with this, one of my clients actually did that and now is living an amazing life. That she started small and now she's actually launched her business, doing a phenomenal job. Very proud of her. And if you want to be a part of this kind of lifestyle, I could help you. Put me and we could have a conversation that gets you to where you need to go. Hey, you've been waiting long enough. Why put your life on hold? It's stop putting your life on hold. Start picking up the phone. Your life is calling you, and make it happen. All right, put me and I will connect with you about my program, Discovering Your Authentic Self. Thank you very much for watching, and Happy New Year.